Hello, thanks for joining me. My name is Kira, and the title of this video, it's titled, I Am Mother, Remembering the Goddess. And most of you know me and recognize my work, whether it's through energy work or psychic readings, or maybe you've taken some of my workshops in the past. But something that I am going to be talking about more and more, teaching the energetics of, and creating more community around, is the mother feminine essence, okay, which we are all striving for, that nourishment and connection. So as I have been observing, especially the last 6 years, there's been the awareness of the rise in the divine feminine. Some of this might be familiar to you. The rise in the divine masculine, the healing, the traumas between this this consciousness and these actions that we have participated in the past, especially revolving around sexual energy. Now, I'm not going to be talking about sexual energy today. That's to come. However, I'm going to be talking about some ways that you and I, as conscious spiritual beings, can begin discovering more of the self through accessing mother consciousness. So first and foremost, when I say mother, how does that feel to you? Many women are called in this life not only to heal themselves, but through their heart space or their womb, or maybe they've become a voice for other people, for other women and men. Same with our men. Our men strive for connection as well. They have been suppressed in their feelings. Okay, we are being called to shift the paradigm here in our feminine and our masculine attributes. Okay, so as you're doing your inner work, from what I can perceive, it's all kind of gravitating towards one space, and that is the creator space. That is the essence of life. Now we try to personify it, but it's abstract. Okay, the divine blueprints are mathematical and perfect, perfection. But in essence, love is wild and it's free. Okay, so as we have experienced our life, and I'm speaking from 10 years of experience of holding space for both men and women emotionally as they have embarked on their spiritual journey towards healing. There's something very common that comes up in the space, and I'm just going to talk about the sacral chakra today, in the space with our mothers. And one thing that I have noticed is, if you are a woman or a man that is called to heal the aspects of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within, and personally, I don't really think that, I think that we might realize this essence through, if I'm a woman, so I'm going to experience it more through the feminine essence. Most of our men, you're going to experience it more through your masculine essence naturally. But that has nothing to do with sex, okay? So I want you to kind of break away from, oh, Kira's defining this as you're a woman, so you're going to experience it this way. No, I'm saying we all realize our calling and essentially our healing through our sexual nature, not meaning sexual energy, stimulating sexual physical pleasures, or a spiritual and emotional awakening through sexual pleasure. But one thing that I've noticed is that these people that are called to heal within and maybe step up as a leader, in order for us to receive the mother, receive the goddess essence, we must forgive our mothers. We are all birthed from a womb, right? And we experienced love for the first time as we were being created in the body. Much of the work that I do with people ends up going back to the womb memory, back to the womb. What was your mother feeling? Right? These are energies and frequencies that your cells were made of. You have the cellular memory of your mother inside of you. As I'm working with women, I'd like to bring up that, and men too, that women are holding the traumas of their mothers in them. When we naturally start going through our rebellious stage, rebelling against the mother around age 13, 14, we start rebelling against an aspect of love and we shut down. And sometimes for a good reason, okay? What I'd like to bring up for whoever's watching this, whether you're a man or a woman, it does not matter. We all crave unconditional love. And that's something, you know, we can talk about validation and all this stuff, right? And we know that that comes from within, but there's a natural pull towards realizing that there's an essence that pulsates through the cosmos and essentially through us that sustains life. Okay? Some of you might be thinking about the sun right now as I said that. But what stimulates the sun? Okay? In my perception, and through my personal journeys, I'm always led back to it's a pulse. It's a pulse, and it shows up as, and again, I don't want to humanize it. I don't want to attach any sort of personality to it. It's just a pulse, and it asks us to surrender. And one of the first things on my journey, as I've been healing my own womb and my feminine journey of healing and you know, clearing these aspects and learning about the aspects of the goddess and showing up, is one of the first steps that I have had to take is healing and forgiving the connection with the birth mother. Okay, now many people may show up and have showed up in your life. So one thing that I want to ask you is, how can we allow more of this goddess energy to come in through us, which is feminine in essence, if we are holding on to the patterns and programs of our mother? Okay. So I'm going to walk you through some steps, and this can be applicable to both men and women. So first and foremost, I'd like for you to evaluate, how do you feel about your mother right now in that connection? Second of all, and if you feel nothing, that's fine. You might be someone who has already done a lot of inner work and released your mom and forgiven her, which is beautiful. That's what we are called to do if we're going to allow the replenishment and the vitality of the mother, of the goddess essence to come through us. Okay? Second is, what do you see inside that may be hers? Are you holding on to her because you're still craving love? Now, this love that we all crave, this validation, it's something that again, we try to fit into a box and receive from another individual. And yes, we know that we essentially replenish and restore ourselves. But from what I have been learning, again, not only through meditation, but in my own journey in goddess healing and initiation, is the return to receiving motherly love, motherly replenishment. And there are some messages, you know, it's, we try to define and put the wild essence of creation into a box. There's wisdom that comes in the when I say this, I don't mean it how your subconscious might take it. When I say darkness, I mean dark matter and the playfulness that you may experience if you've ever been out camping or if you've ever looked at the stars. There's something that activates inside of you when you allow yourself to immerse yourself in the darkness there. And that when you connect to that darkness, it allows the mind to start retreating in a way to where you can naturally, subtly begin remembering that pull, not only to the stars, but also to the earth, okay? Now how I'm wrapping this around is there is a release that's always being pulsated to you. And that is the release of your perfection. And we're being called more than ever to release the wounds, the mother wound, the pains that we have been acting on towards our mothers, holding. If you are a mother, I am a mother. I'm a mother of 3 children. And holding this space of motherhood in all realms, mother-daughter relationships, son and mother relationships, all the roles of mother in our society, where we have suppressed her, where we have not allowed her to be her true self, where we have judged her, and also where we have been holding her consciousness hostage. Okay, that is to be released through us if we are to step in even more into our goddess essence, especially as women and men who are also showing up as leaders in our communities and paving the way for our brothers. Second is going to be recognizing the wild essence of the goddess, okay? She is, because of her wild, chaotic nature, she stimulates life. And there's an element of innocence that is to be recognized that is inside of you. And we try to react when we see something that challenges us in our society, or if you look at an image that might be challenging to you, or if especially the ancient ways, the psychic realms, the ways that we try to make sense as we're gravitating to uncharted territory, there are going to be some shifts here that I'd like to touch on, where we are going to be forced to go into the darkness to regain and remember our umbilical cord into the mother's womb. And this is outside of your mother's womb. This is outside of our collective consciousness. This is something that is available to you, that you can, if you choose, and it takes work to uncover and rediscover your connection. Okay, it's different than the heart connection. It's different than the third eye, or all these things that essentially can't be found in a book, or you can't Google. It's an inward journey. And that subtle pull that you're constantly feeling, if you allow yourself to tap into, are the teachings of beyond the priestesses or the goddesses or the women who have walked before us. This is something that we tap into, and again, I can't define it, but There are some ways that you can begin the process of unwinding so that it can reveal itself to you. Allowing yourself to be wild and allowing the wisdom of the wild to come through you. And our closest connection is going to be the connection into nature, the connection through the animals, the connection into the spirit of the earth. And that's something that we have avoided, and unfortunately that has been removed from our cultures as a species. But that doesn't mean that you have to participate in that anymore. So if you're curious, just do yourself a favor and begin asking, Mother Gaia to show you the connection of the mother spirit that is available to you here. And even she answers to the Almighty Primal Mother. The last thing I'd like to leave you with in this video, I Am Mother, Remembering the Goddess, is no more punishing yourself. No more entertaining that you're doing it wrong or you're doing something wrong. She has encoded inside of you a natural compass. And when you allow yourself to unwind not only the belief systems, but the structures that may inhibit your growth mentally, and if you allow yourself to read all the books and know all the things, but you're not tapping into the essence, there's a reminder here that you can't get it wrong. Keep undoing and applying more and slowing down more, so that way that subtlety can make its way through you. Yes, there are activations to experience. Yes, there are more energetic releases for us to experience. And this is the beauty of connection. Allowing our brothers and our sisters to connect again. That wild essence and wisdom that can be birthed through us as we remember our connection to the mother. The thing is, we carry and we keep on choosing to carry the limitations of love. And we punish ourselves as if there's something to keep on figuring out. There's a call home. One of the first steps is going to be forgiving your mom. And as you forgive your mom, forgive your mother, there's an energetic exchange that is available to you if you allow. And the essence of it is surrendering and receiving that you're held, that you're perfect. There's no more punishing yourself. That all is restored and all will be restored. To keep on listening to yourself, listening to that call inward. And allowing that wild primal essence to keep on waking up everything inside of you to where you're unstoppable and unshakable, and that you can trust yourself. That you can keep on shifting over and over, and that you're held every step of the way. There's no more fragilities to entertain. The only thing to entertain is love with no conditions and forgiveness, because her essence and what she is pulsating to you is the revealing of your perfection. My name is Kira. Make sure that you subscribe. There's going to be a shift in this YouTube channel. I'm adding the voice of the feminine essence. Make sure you subscribe and share if you feel called. Bye.